In this video, I will tell you what happens behind the scenes in the dance events and congresses. I'll give you a little bit of gossip right now. Hello, my beautiful subscribers. Rasa the Dancer is here, of course, to give you some gossip. Now, I know a lot of you have been wondering about what happens behind the scenes in the congresses and dance events. Well, I'm not going to share all of the gossip because, I have to remain in those events untouched. But I will share a few interesting things that you may or may not know. So, without further ado, let's gossip. All right, let's talk artist rooms. What is it? So most congresses definitely have an artist room. Some events have artist rooms, but smaller events, of course, they do not. But slightly bigger ones or the ones that last 3 days or week definitely have an artist room. What happens in the artist rooms? Well, we usually have some drinks there available, some bottles of alcohol and other drinks. We usually have some snacks there, some put more things like teas and coffees so that the artists wouldn't have to pay for their own drinks, which is a nice thing to do. It can get really messy. Yes, it can. But it's a nice thing from the promoters to do because, then the artists during the night could go to the artist room, have a drink, come back, continue dancing. They don't need to spend their own money at the bar, which is really nice because if you go to work there, usually, you're not paid crazy money. So then to spend the money on drinks as well, it would be really unfortunate. So it's a nice thing to do. And to have some snacks, if you get hungry or something, to make sure that you are not in the mood, to keep artists happy is always a good thing. And the artists are the creative people, so it's easy to make us moody, So that's usually what happens. Sometimes, it gets messy because if there's too many drinks there, the artists get too many drinks and then they're drunk. Sometimes, we meet there for like a meeting or a conversation with the promoters or other teachers just to catch up and to make sure that, we all on the same page and stuff. So that's kind of like a common thing. So if you see artists disappearing, sometimes they might be going to the artist room where usually they just catch up with their teacher friends, have a drink, maybe a snack, maybe a tea or coffee, but then they always come back. Another very interesting thing I think you should know, what you might not realize that is happening, is about social dancing for the artist. So usually if somebody books us for an event, they book us for teaching. We are paid to teach. We're not actually paid for the social dancing. Some promoters book certain teachers with an expectation that they will also dance a lot during the night. But we're not officially paid for the social dancing. It's kind of unwritten rule that they would like you to, but you're not paid for it. You are only paid for the classes that you teach. Why am I saying this? Because for me, social dancing is one of my favorite parts. So I don't have any issues with dancing with people. It comes naturally to me because that's what I enjoy so much. But not for everybody that's the case. So a lot of students have expectation that the teachers should dance with them. And I think, yes, they should, but to an extent, because they're not paid for it. So if they feel like it, they will do more of it. And if they don't feel like it, they will do less of it. As I say, it's easy for me to speak because that's what I enjoy and it happens naturally to me, but not everybody's in the same boat. Now, there's also some big congresses that have big name celebrity dancers that actually have contracts. And in those contracts, it says how many hours, if so, they will be doing social dancing. And some people think it's crazy to put that in a contract. But when you think about it, when you are in a big event where there's 5,000 people and you are this mega star dancer, everybody wants to dance with you. There's usually a line waiting for you. And it's just physically impossible to accommodate. So you put in your contract that this and this hour, I will come down and I will do social dancing. The rest, I may not, but that's what's in my contract. That's what I will fulfill. And then that's what happens. So the social dancing aspect is really interesting for the teachers. I think those who are in smaller events, of course, you're expected to dance with your students. If you're in slightly bigger events, you do some, but maybe not a lot. And then if you go to the mega stars, they have it in the contract. And then you have some who just love social dancing. And of course, it doesn't matter for them. They would just want to dance no matter what. But I thought that's an interesting thing for you to know. All right, final thing I like to kind of give you insight to is on when you see some teachers disappear. They're there, they're dancing, everything's happening, and suddenly you don't see them anymore. I don't know a teacher who doesn't do it. Even I do it sometimes as well. But now let me explain the background. Where do they go and why do they do it? So of course, there's many reasons, but most of the time, if we're dancing nonstop and we want to take a break, we usually cannot because we can't say no to a dance. Because immediately a student, if they ask us to dance and we say, oh, I'm so sorry, just, taking a bit of a break, so many people get insulted very quickly. So in order to avoid disappointing people, if we need to take a break, we disappear. Now, we could be disappearing. Some people go outside, just to freshen up or whatever, just get some cold air or maybe talk to their friends or something. Some people go straight to their room, maybe have a drink, maybe just chill, watch something on the phone for 10, 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. And then we come back when we come back and we are refreshed and then we are dancing again. But that's basically to protect you. Because a lot of the times, if we are tired and we need a little break, sometimes maybe something's painful, sometimes maybe we're just thirsty, we just want to have water or a drink or something. Just take a moment. We usually cannot. And if we feel like we can and we even respond very politely, there's so many people who complain to promoters afterwards that this and this person didn't want to dance with me. They were very rude. And maybe somebody was rude, but there's a lot of people that were not. But a lot of people take it the wrong way. So the easiest thing is to disappear. So when you see teachers disappearing, they're taking a break and they are protecting your feelings. Thank you so much for staying with me and listen to that little bit of gossip. I hope you had fun, enjoyed yourself, and maybe got a little bit of an insight behind the scenes. And if you have any questions at all about the dancing scene itself or behind the scenes, feel free and ask me now. That's why we have the comments there. So if something was on your mind that you always wanted to hear an answer to, ask me now, be brave, and I shall respond. Now, if you watched this till the end, guys, subscribe to the channel, give me a like, and of course, share it with your friends. Any dancing friend will do. Now, guys, I'm gonna leave you with other videos here about the dancing scene. Check them out, and I will see you soon. Mwah!